helped me develop something. I want to shout out Maze Jackson. I recently called Maze Jackson, and me and Maze Jackson have never agreed.
Me either.
Okay, we never agreed. But let me say this though. But I want to say this though, because this was crazy to me. I reached out to Maze and I said, look, bro, I want to sit down and I want to meet with you. I want to talk to you. This guy made time, and I sat down with him and I said, look, I want to glean from your perspective. It's different from mine. I want to try to get on a different page. This is somebody I've disagreed with online, I've disagreed with in person, and it's always been this weird thing. And then when I called Tiffany Henyard a bitch in the height of fighting in Dalton, he said, now you open up people like my wife, who is a elected official, to this kind of treatment. People thinking it's okay to go in a public meeting and say this. And people didn't get the full context of even why I called her that. But my point is that Maze actively, after the request, started reaching out, calling and texting. And you think you could have said that differently? You think you could have done that differently? And it was like, I never listened to him, but I was like, I realized he helped me realize, damn, I am really rough around the edges, because he was sending it almost every day. What's the focus? What was the point? Why did you say that? Could you say it different? So I give mad love to him. And I said, I wish that I would have done that 10 years ago, because I probably would have been able to handle the height or the heat of the fighting the mayor of Dalton. My intention was right, but it's never going to be okay that I called her a bitch publicly, even though I felt right. But if I would have had that development, I think that I would have been able to avoid it. And so when you look at young advocates or those people who are in a different generation doing the grandstanding and propping, you got to think about this. These are individuals who want to be more, they don't know how to get there. And I'm going to tell you something about Leos, because I'm one. You're either going to be honest that you're there, or you're going to lie about it and trying to figure out how to get there. We got to know who people are and why they do what they do. And I hope I'm making sense of what I'm talking about.
No, you're on point, bro.
This is what I'm going to say. We got to stop making superheroes out of people because they're loud. But when they are loud, we got to start recognizing that being loud is a gift. And you got to get some people who got critical thinking skills, who can tolerate the process of dealing with a loud motherfucker and help them think, because they're going to think and be loud. So
I fuck with that, man. And just so I'm clear, right? Even because he a Leo too. Jamal's a Leo too. There's 3 Leos, me, you, and him, right? We didn't air the show, but before he left, I actually complimented him. That's the wild shit, right? And my relationship with Jamal, I'm sorry, I don't even want to say his name wrong. I ain't never really rocked with the boy. That's just fair and honest. And he already knows that, right? But that don't mean we got to be disagreeable.
But y'all didn't rock with none of us, though, too.
Well,
your generation did not rock with none of us.
Well, it depends on how you
y'all
think
are very critical and very hard on us.
It depends on how you think of it. But I ain't even going to get into that right now.
Go ahead.
We can have other conversations offline. And I'm going to even say in context to Maze responding to you in the way he did, I fuck with that, right? I got a lot of disdain for that brother, but I fuck with that and I respect it.
Wowzers.
You know what I mean? And in context, before we talked to J Maul, me and him had a private conversation. And I said, but I'm not mad at that boy. I'm not going to be debating with that boy, right? I'll have a conversation, but that's it. I ain't got no disdain. It ain't worth my time, right? But when you double back, just how you said, y'all did this to us. I've not said